So, I'm back. What's up, YouTube? Um, I'm back with another video here. This is just a public public notification, I guess, public announcement for anybody. I mean, the truth is important, so I'm coming on here with a public announcement for my viewers or for my fan club that the super secret fan club that I don't, nobody tells me. I don't know anybody like in my area that watches it, but somehow I always get the impression or I hear things or get told things that only lead me to believe that there's a bunch of people in town that watch my videos. Nobody will admit it though. So I mean that tells you everything you need to know. Anyway, this video is about the patent pharmacy. Now, what's important if you're a TI and these businesses are messing with you, you gotta hold their feet to the fire, ask the right questions, and then put it out there. Do what everybody else does, even if you don't like doing it. Give them a review. Give them a bad review on Google reviews, right? That's their Achilles heel. And now don't lie and make shit up, but because then you're no better than them. But but if the truth is the truth, and do it, do what you can. If there's something you can do and you choose not to do it, then there's nobody to blame but yourself. So anyway, Patent Pharmacy, I just left a really nice review, but it was about a situation that happened a few years ago where they don't protect their clients' privacy. I've used the same pharmacy for years, right? It's a small town. But I had a certain family member I didn't talk to, and he had it out for me. He was trying to find ways to cause chaos in my life, and he told me he was going to do this. He's told me he was going to my doctor, he's going to the pharmacy, he's telling everybody everything bad he can about me, which I don't understand who he was trying to accomplish. But anyway, he let it slip that exactly what medicine I had been on, the amount that I was on, and how many years specifically I was on these medications. I didn't even know that information myself. Had no idea. I was actually surprised. I was like, is that how long I've been on that? The only people that would know that is the doctors in the pharmacy, and the doctors didn't do it. I'm sure they're in the business of making money. They fuck with you. You can find another doctor. It's pretty easy, and then they're not going to make any money. Plus, there's a whole bunch of liabilities there fucking with a patient like that. Now, a pharmacy, they can get away with fucking with a targeted individual and not lose any money at all, right? This is the sick things that these gang stalkers do. They fuck with shit that's important in your life, The sick things like your kids, your reputation, your personal relationships with your friends, family, And then if that fails, why not fuck with your health, right? Your medication. Now I've gone to the same place for years, right? I never bitched about it. I never put a complaint in years ago when they did this, but I was pretty appalled that they shared that personal private information with another civilian without any authorization. I didn't go complain to them because they're just going to use plausible deniability. They're going to deny it to the teeth. That's the whole name of the game, right? So I just let it go. Now and I was courteous like I am to everybody. I can't prove it, and they're going to deny it, so let it go, right? So fast forward a couple years, here we are. Yesterday I go and I have an appointment, and it happens to be, it was after the weekend, so I let it slip my mind, and I didn't get my prescription when I was supposed to last week. So I had been out of a certain medication for a couple of days now at this point. So it was actually a time sensitive prescription, not like not like your typical one. It was one that was they specifically made sure they called it over right away. It's only right next door. They call it over digitally, and it takes like 15 minutes. Okay, you don't even have to leave. You could just go boom, boom, and go home. So I even went further and specifically asked the nurse, and the nurse practitioner, and the registered nurse, if it would be right away or if it could be a few hours. She said, no, no. She said, if it's really busy on like a Friday, it could be, delayed a little bit, but no, it'd only take a couple minutes. So I went out of my way and I made sure, okay, so then I didn't have to go back and bug them. I like to make everybody's job easier on them, if I can. So so I just ask simple questions that way. Okay, now I know I don't have to come back and bug you guys or anything. I'm a patient person. So I leave, and instead of waiting, I decided, well, I'm going to take a nice walk around town. And then I came back to the house, sat down, ate something, and then I realized I better get back up to the pharmacy before they close, right? So I go up, fully expecting, my prescription should be there, should be filled. There should be no issue whatsoever. It had now been like 3 or 4 hours later, okay? And my doctor's closed at this point. But I go in, and you can see the looks on their faces whenever I asked about it. And it's like they're scared to tell me that it's like the workers are, I don't want to give the wrong idea that the workers have any nefarious intentions. The women working there are kind, courteous, smile. I have no problems with the employees there. I don't think it's them doing it for their satisfaction. I think it goes to the owners, or it's like a family owned business. So I believe it's more the owners and the people higher up that told them, to go ahead and do this to me, because it's a way to fuck with a person, because they wouldn't lose any money. They could tell me whatever they want, and what am I supposed to do? The doctor's closed, right? And all they have to do is say, "Y'all, we didn't get it. It's not in my pile. We didn't get it," right? And that's what they did. That's what they said. And she's like, I don't know if your doctor's still open or not. Now, they know damn well my doctor wasn't still open. They deal with them every day. They're literally right next door to the pharmacy. I'm not the only patient that gets my medicine there from that doctor. So I walk over like an idiot to check. Sure enough, it's locked because they're closed. I walk back over, and this is where you can kind of tell that it's not a normal situation. Like, I don't know what they thought I was going to do. What am I going to flip out or something? When there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do. So they said, yeah, it's not here. So I asked the right questions. I said, well, I asked them earlier. They said they would call it over in a couple minutes. And I said, is there a chance that they called it over and it just didn't come? And she said, oh no, very, very rarely. So she's pretty much insinuating that it's not on them. So then I asked the next right question. I said, okay, so what you're saying is if you don't have it here, that means they didn't send it over, right? Right? And then they realized, oh shit, Then you could tell by the looks on their face and the way they acted that question, I don't think they thought about it until then, but that one question then implements them as the guilty party, because they knew that meant I'm going to go ask the doctor tomorrow if they sent it over. And when they tell me, yes, they did, that means that the pharmacy lied to me, which means they were messing with me, because she just told me that it rarely ever happens that it would get delayed. I did everything, my due diligence and everything I could do, But as a TI, I just live to expect the worst of people. I don't rely on any of these small businesses that are supposed to, serve you equally. I don't rely on them. So that way, if I get regular, normal, good service, it's a pleasant surprise. But if I don't, then I'm not surprised at all. And I'm not no big deal. I expected them to do this as a TI. So when they did it, I said, okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day. And walked out. So then today, I waited 4 hours after my doctor opened. I called my doctor first. I asked them, and they said, yeah, they sent it over yesterday. I said, okay, I was just making sure because and I didn't tell her that the pharmacy said they didn't get it. I just asked if they sent, if they sent it over. They said they sent it over yesterday. I said, okay. I didn't call the pharmacy yet. I told them. And they said, yep. I said, okay. So then when I called the pharmacy, now what are they going to say? Okay. They probably already figured that I called the doctor. They have that guilty fucking attitude, the guilty attitude. You know what I mean? They have the look on their face. And almost like a scared look. Like I'm going to say something or call them out on their bullshit. No, that's what the YouTube channel's for. Okay? I'm not going to do what they want me to do and cause some kind of scene in public or get people mad at me. I'm going to be the kind, courteous person I always have been, But then I'm going to tell the truth, and expose the truth where it does matter, where it can make a difference, just so other people hear it. Because it does no good telling them to their face what I think they are, Not at all. It helps to here's public, this is a public announcement, so anybody else, don't trust them to protect your privacy. The Patent Pharmacy, Patent BNS. Bob, what the hell is his last name? The owner, it's not even on his website. Here's the website. I just scoured the entire website. And of course, the family and the owner's name's not on it. So you don't know who owns it. It's just very cheesy, cheap as it gets website. But here's the map. That's where it's at. Okay. And you could contact them. There's their phone number, their one email, their one phone number, their address. And you could leave a review on Google. I already did that. But it doesn't even give you an option to get a hold of anybody through the website. I mean, I could send an email that they won't respond to. I call them, or I could walk up. It's 2 blocks up the road from my house. It's a small town. So, but I just wanted to share this because I got this advice off of Request Truth, where you just have to literally ask, confront your gang stalkers and don't do what they want you to do, but just ask them the right questions. And it's like they can't lie to you. They can't, almost like because they consider themselves more righteous than you or something. I don't know. It's weird. Like they won't do anything bad, but when but they do get very angry. You can tell. You can just tell. I mean, I know because I've gotten threatened, jumped and threatened just for telling the truth, not doing anything offensive or anything to anybody, just telling the truth because I don't have any answers. So when I don't, I just go on my YouTube and I talk about it. I don't share my thoughts when I conversate with people. I probably come off as maybe a little bit stupid to people. Probably. I would guess. I don't understand why I don't know. Maybe I just overestimate everybody, and because I'm not that stupid. Maybe I just expect everybody else to be a little smarter, and I overanalyze shit. I don't know. I just don't get it. You can't fix stupid. I don't understand why they do the things they do when a monkey can figure out who's doing it and what they're doing. I don't get it, Then when you live in the same small town, like it doesn't make any sense to me. Like my neighbor, for instance, okay? He, instead of knocking on my door or talking to me like a normal person, if he has a problem, no, he will go downtown and tell the police, or he will put a complaint in with the borough. I've even told him this, he said he didn't want to be on YouTube. He said, I didn't ask to be put on YouTube because I told him I don't put people on YouTube that don't ask to be on it. He said, I didn't ask. I don't want to be on YouTube. And I was like, palming my fucking face so hard. I'm like, wow, he really thought that was literal. Um, so then after that, he proceeds to do the entry exit thing. And my dog has gotten loose a couple times and runs over there, and he has a golden retriever, and I have a Great Dane, or not a Great Dane, a boxer pit bull mix. She's a sweetheart. She gets excited when she gets out and she runs, and she's getting fat, so she doesn't run very far. She runs right back. She would never, ever hurt a human being in her, ever. Like, absolutely not. I couldn't imagine her hurting a human being. Other dogs, she gets along with just fine at home. But the neighbor dog, a golden retriever, she goes over wagging her tail. And then it's happened a couple times now where then she goes up to the golden retriever, and then whatever happens. I don't know. They start growling and snapping at each other. It's just dogs. It probably sounds a lot worse than it is. There's never been any injuries that I know of on my dog or his dog. And I think they're the type of people that are just scared of pit bulls or something. But they know that my dog would never hurt a human being. I mean, I think they know deep down, I really do. But anyway, this last time it happened, and I go over, empathetic and apologetic, and I say, listen, I'm so sorry. Is your dog okay? Is there anything I can do? Like a normal, courteous human being, the shit happens. So you can be a dick about it, or you can apologize, own up, and try to move forward. But he proceeds to use that opportunity to try to lash out at me and tell me that all the other times my dog's been in his yard, and that I said, I came over to apologize to you, not to get a lecture from you, And he said, well, your dog was in my yard the other day, growled at my kid. And now that, I don't think it happened at all, because where was anybody else at? If my dog was in your yard and growled at your kid, where was anybody here at? How did that end up? Did you put the dog back in my house for me or what? So I don't think it happened. Anyway, he said, well, if it happens again, he has a new baby, right? So if it happens again, he said, I'm going to shoot your dog. Okay. Now I can absolutely respect a man who wants to protect his family. 100%. I will never dog somebody who wants to protect their family, okay? But if you really want to protect your family, I think the last thing I would do is threaten to shoot my neighbor's dog. I'm just saying. I mean, is that really not obvious to everybody? Am I have super intellectual fucking cognitive abilities or something? Like, why is that not evident to him? Why would he threaten to shoot my dog when I'm apologizing to him? If he really is just out to protect his family, when he knows that my dog would never hurt a human being in the world. They probably would hurt an adult to protect a kid, maybe. Yes. Probably, absolutely, yes. If a kid was getting abused or something, but never. It's, I think she thinks she's a person, to be honest. She's a sweetheart. So, I just want to put this out there, because I know my super secret boy band will either tell him and show him this video, or he'll watch it already, or he already knows I'm doing this right now. Jeff and Grace Grata, my neighbors. And I'm doing this because, I let the fucking dog thing go. I didn't make a YouTube video about him threatening to shoot my dog. I don't make a YouTube video about all the enter exit that they do every fucking time somebody leaves my house, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go out with my dog, he's out there in his yard, like with his dog. It's fucking weird. They did this to me at the apartments. It's like they're trying to create a negative event to happen so that, so they've done this to me several times, different ways. They want something to happen so they can label me as dangerous or bad or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it's fucking weird. So he's not going to knock on my door like a normal person. But I'm going to get a letter in the mail. It's the first and last notice, certified letter from the borough saying that my grass has to be cut or else we will be fined. This is the first and final notice that we received. Now, this comes right after, it's about 3 weeks ago. No, I'm sorry. It's about 9 days, 20 hours, 32 minutes, and 15 seconds. Just rough estimate there. You know, you have 10 days to mow your grass or you're getting fined, basically. This is about 9 days ago. So, anyway, it says in the letter that basically says, you know, but from complaints from the neighbors, okay? Now, you look at the yard, and there used to be a garden in the back, so that's all growed up, okay? Because it's up and down, you know, it's not flat. It was a garden. And it still has some stuff, garlic and different things that grow in it, but it's weeds, you know. But then there's the yard that gets mowed. This year, to be absolutely honest, we were on top of mowing the grass this year better than any other year. It never got above 3 inches, okay? And the part that's all growed in the back, he can't even see it from his house. Now, the neighbors on the other side of me, they've been here for over a decade, okay? And this yard has been the same for 12 years now, okay? 12 years. We've had the garden part all growed up, and we just mow this side of the house and right behind the house. That's the yard, you know? And the neighbor's house, it's all like a jungle. I mean, you can't even see past the neighbor's house to the next one because of all the shit growed up. I bet you he doesn't have a letter. But anyway, the neighbor down here, I know it wasn't him. He would have done it a long time ago when it was actually, you know, probably more warranted. It only leaves, you know, the new guys on the block. So welcome to the neighborhood, Jeff and Grace. Thanks for fucking, again, going down and being a narc and bitching to the borough that you don't like the look of my grass. I guess. I don't know. It didn't even warrant a fucking letter. I don't know. So I can just go down and bitch about somebody in town and they'll have to get this letter too then? Is that how that works? Because the other neighbor on the other side, she passed away before we ever got this letter. She'd never said anything to us. We talked to her, you know, personally. She just passed away a few weeks ago, God rest her soul. So it wasn't her. It wasn't the next door neighbor, because his yard is way worse than ours. And it wasn't the guy at the end. He's been here for longer than, you know, for over a decade. So that only leaves really the one person, unless you want to go out on a limb and say it was the people across the road that can't even see our yard at all. You know, where I'm in a dead end, okay? The second house in a dead end. You literally can only see my backyard from my back of my house, okay? That's what's growed up. So anyway, we got that letter. So God forbid that I produce more oxygen than I consume. You know, last time I checked, though, it's a free country. And, you know, you're allowed to grow a garden. Now my garden, I just happen to grow weeds in my garden. I like growing weeds in my garden. And, you know, in a free country, I believe you're allowed to grow weeds in your garden if you'd like. I have a yard as well. But, no. Neighbors, God forbid that I produce more oxygen than I consume, because it looks bad. They don't like it when they're snooping. I guess they have to be snooping because they can't fucking see it from their house. They can't even see it. So tell me how much sense that makes, though. You know, you get no complaints for 12 years. You know, when that garden was a garden, it was about 12 years ago. Since then, it's just been growed up and we mowed the rest. So I literally have a couple piles of garbage around the back of the house from the side and the back of the house from a couple remodeling projects I did last year that I didn't get cleaned up yet. No letter about the garbage. No, that garbage is okay. It's the grass, right? So cut down the grass that none of the neighbors can even see, that puts out more oxygen than we're consuming, so that way we're part of the solution. No, cut that down. How dare you produce more oxygen? You know, they have to look at that, right? So let's just cut it all down. Yeah, it looks like hell. I cut it last night. It looks like hell, if you ask me. It looks way worse than it did with it growed up. But, you know, the neighbor could come over and knock on the door and say, hey, you know, we're looking at or getting our house assessed or something. Do you mind cleaning up your yard, you know, so we can get our, you know, property value up a little bit or something. Whatever the reason, you know. Just, hey, it looks like shit. Why don't you mow your grass? Period. Don't go down and fucking bitch like a little fucking narc, right? Like a little fucking bitch who doesn't want to be on YouTube. I don't want to be on YouTube. I'm sure you're going to hear about this one, Jeffrey. So maybe you'll get it this time. If you have a problem with me, come talk to me so I don't have to make a YouTube video. Come tell me. You know, now I don't know if it was you that complained. I have this fucking curse of just kind of being right about shit. And this is one of those times where I'm pretty sure I'm fucking right about shit. So correct me if I'm wrong, Jeffrey. And don't lie. Don't come over lying saying you didn't do it if you did. That's even more coward and I'll respect you even less for coming over to me lying to me, because I will find out either way, no matter what you tell me. Because that's how this town is. People throw each other under the bus. Nobody, you know, nobody's going to protect everybody. Oh, I don't know who called. And then, you know, they're going to say, oh, yeah, it was your neighbor. I mean, Chief of Police Travis Schilling, he told me straight up that that you guys called and said, my son walked through your yard. Didn't take nothing. No crime, no property damage, no nothing. But he told on you for going down and telling him that. He told me. He said, yeah, the neighbors came. They showed me a video of your son in their backyard. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I talked to him after that and said, listen, you don't have to go to the cops. Just knock on my door and tell me, hey, your boy's in my yard. He was sneaking back and didn't want to get caught coming back. So he walked through the neighbor's yard, so I didn't see him at 2 a.m, okay? And he obviously was on their camera. So that's a normal situation. You know, I got a teenager. He's a fucking idiot. So you go over, you knock on your neighbor's door, you're like, hey. Or you see him outside and you say, hey. And you tell the parent, right? Why the fuck would you go tell the cops? What the fuck kind of piece of shit narc are you? Are you that much of a coward? Is that just how you raised? Like, is that how you guys do it where you're from? I don't know where the fuck you're from. But I've been in Patton for 38 years. And I've been here most of those 38 years, right here. And that's not how we do it. I mean, that's not how I was raised. I was raised, you have a problem with somebody, you go to them and you tell them what your problem is. And you try to resolve it. If it doesn't work, then you can, you know, obviously have to take other measures. But that's how normal society operates, Jeffrey. Grace, okay? Just letting you know. You know, if you want to protect your family, that's honorable. You know, my advice to you is don't piss off your neighbors and threaten to shoot their dog and narc to the police on them and complain to the borough on them. If you really want to protect your family. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to do anything or threatening you or anything, but that's just like, duh. I mean, is that not obvious? You know what I mean? you just don't do that. It's not very smart. Unless you want more problems. Unless that's what you want. Unless you want the problems or something. I don't know. Because I haven't given you any. I've been very patient, courteous, bite my tongue. You know, but here's my problems with you. I'm not going to go to the police or anybody or run my mouth. I'm just going to make a YouTube video and tell everybody, you know, what I think of you. I'll tell you to your face, but you always have this scared look on your face, like you're off limits to conversate with or something. You know, you have this weird, creepy look when you're fucking over there cleaning up dog shit every time I walk outside. Even though your yard is still full of dog shit. I mean, I don't know what you're doing all that time, but whatever. Anyway, this turned into a big, long rant. So it was about the pharmacy. Public service announcement. Pharmacy will not keep your medical information private. They didn't mind anyway. They had no problem telling somebody else. And he had the intent to cause problems in my life is when they told him. Now, it's irrelevant who the person was. That's all bygones. But still, you don't do that as a pharmacy. You don't give somebody else's medical information to somebody else without proper authorization. Okay? You just don't fucking do that. That's a big fucking no-no. Don't do it again. Then you don't hold life-sustaining medication from somebody just to fuck with them the one time when they haven't had medication for a couple of days that they're supposed to take every day. Yeah, because I find out, they called it in yesterday. You told me yourself at the pharmacy that no, that wouldn't happen. That's rare. So pretty much I said, so if you don't have it, that means the doctor didn't send it, right? And you're like, yeah, because the answer's supposed to be yeah. But she knew by answering that question, she would be lying, right? So it was like a weird, I didn't get a yes. I didn't get, they didn't lie to me. They're like, well, I was like, I'll just see you in the morning, and I left. And they exposed themselves. So it was about the pharmacy. But I figured I'd take the opportunity and instead of making another video about the yard and the neighbor, which I was going to do, we'll just combine it all into one. So this is my big long rant. So when you look at the map here, I'm going to dox myself here. I live real close to the Patent Pharmacy. See, this is the Patent Pharmacy right there, right? And, oops, if I zoom out a little bit there we go. So the Patent Pharmacy is right there. You know how to look at a Google map. And if you follow look at the northeast corner of the screen here, the road kind of just heads out and goes up out of the corner of the screen. Well, Highland Avenue, okay, if you come back one block closer to the middle of town from Highland Avenue. Oh, it does say there. Okay, wait. No, it's a couple blocks. Okay, so McIntyre Avenue. This little guy that's right in the middle of your screen, and it's lateral, McIntyre Avenue. See that? I live on McIntyre Avenue. It's real close to the pharmacy. So, and we're just, I'm not going to dox myself or my neighbors, but I live in the dead end. So, but maybe you won't figure it out, but yeah. So, I only have like 3 neighbors here. So anybody can look at a map and figure out who I'm talking about. But anyway, be good or be good at it. I mean, if you're not going to be good, if you're not going to be good at it, I mean, because none of you are good at it, quit being a piece of shit. Quit being a dirtbag. All right? I haven't done anything to any of you, except for speak the truth. I know you don't like that, but you know how to stop that from happening? Quit being a douchebag. That's how you stop that. You want to be friends? Well, too bad. You should have thought about that before you started being a dirtbag. But if you stop being a fucking douchebag and stop doing the stupid shit, then I won't make YouTube videos about you, and then you'll be happy. I'm always happy, so it don't matter to me. But this is what my channel is. It's a fucking truth-telling channel. So be good or be good at it. So like I said, if you're not good at it, then just be good, dude. I am the most approachable, easygoing guy that I know. I don't know anybody that would say any different, really, that I'm not approachable, I'm not easygoing, that I don't have a temper. I'm a very accommodating person to everybody else, so it doesn't make any sense to be a dick. Don't, you're on the wrong team there if you're doing that. I don't care how much you're getting paid, it's not fucking worth it. It's not worth it. You couldn't pay me all the money in the world to be a dickhead. I'm not going to. I'm going to be a dickhead if it needs to be. But to go out of my way to be a dickhead to somebody for money? No. You could never pay me enough money in the world to compromise my fucking morals, my values, and just my conscience to be a dick to somebody for money. No. Never happened. Never happened in a million years. You can shove that money right up your ass. So be good or be good at it. Peace out.